at 5 to 12. These Irish chargers take quite a lot of organisation, and for the troopers who are responsible for getting them in line, they are holding in their right hand their swords, and therefore they're having to do all the instructions with their legs and the reins. And the captain's escort today is commanded by Major Charles Onslow, whose horse is at the centre of the photograph there, and he's organising his trumpeter and all those present into position. And we have the dismounted band of the household cavalry to the right of the position where the welcome will take place. And this is right beneath the walls of Windsor Castle. Windsor Castle, which today is receiving again a head of state of France. There have been many occasions. Queen Victoria, who is in the statue there, she welcomed Emperor Napoleon III to Windsor back in the 1800s. And let's listen to the central band of the Royal Air Force as they entertain the crowds who are waiting. And the magnificent men in their flying machines, perfect music to mark this very warm day in Windsor on the High Street directly opposite the approach road to Windsor Castle itself. And it's past here that the procession, first of all of the King, will go to Windsor and Riverside Railway Station where the reception will take place, and then the carriages will come back from there up through Windsor, out to the Long Walk, and finally into Windsor Castle under the George IV Gateway. So let's enjoy 633 Squadron and all the amazing achievements they had as the Dam Busters during the Second World War. And looking at the walls of Windsor there, in the centre of our picture is the Belfry Tower, or the Curfew Tower, where the bells of St George's Chapel, Windsor, will play on special occasions like today, later on. High Street of Windsor, decorated today with the French and the United Kingdom flags. And you'll notice the sand on the tarmac to make it easier for the horses and the carriages when they come up through this. And very shortly, the King will leave the castle with the Queen to come down to be here at the pavilion to welcome be here at the pavilion to welcome the head of state of France in the highest and most honourable way between nations. And the pacing Lord Lieutenant waiting on the left for the King to arrive. He will receive the King at the pavilion when His Majesty and the Queen come down from Windsor Castle. They won't be long now. The King is due to arrive here at 5 to 12, and it is at 12 o'clock that the President and his wife, along with the Prince and Princess of Wales, will arrive from RAF Newcastle. That the President and his wife, along with the Prince and Princess of Wales, will arrive from RAF Newcastle. We're seeing the March. That the President and his wife, along with the Prince and Princess of Wales, will arrive from RAF Newcastle. We're seeing the Marshal horse closest to us then, and then in the distance also wearing the Major General's cocked hat, Major General commanding the Household Division. And normally on horseback, the Windsor, who's obviously come up from St George's Chapel. The captain of the escort, Major Charles Onslow, with his charger facing the President and the King as they alight and enter the pavilion here in the quadrangle. Slope arms and will take their turn to march past the King and the President. Turning to the left in threes. And the colours will take their positions in amongst the troops to be properly protected.
Great experiences with great security? Yep, you get both with Okta.
Like when delivering a fresh uniform. Or making Brad swoon at the high school reunion.
Or viewing your results. Jerry's back.
And to Heel and Laddie, the Guard of Honour now marches past the President of France and the King. Led there by the officer commanding, giving the eyes left to the King and the President. And then the music will change. to the British Grenadiers. And the President and the King will watch as Nijmegen Company, Grenadier Guards, and F Company Scots Guards leave the quadrangle. And the music, when the Guards are on parade, plays as the band itself now takes leave from the quadrangle. As the bands of the Grenadier Guards and the Scots Guards leave underneath the George IV gateway down the long walk to return to the buses that will take them back to their barracks, the King and the President will make their way to the State or Sovereign's entrance. And you'll notice that in the buttonhole of both the President and the King are the little rosettes of being members of the French Order, the Légion d'Honneur. And behind the scenes, a great deal of discussion will take place between the French government and the British government. You can see the two rosettes there, the red colour against the gold background. A great deal of discussion will take place between the French government and the British government. You can see the two rosettes there, the red colour against the gold background. And it will be to lunch that the King will entertain the President and Madame Macron as they set off into the Sovereign's entrance and then up the Sovereign staircase. There are more presentations to be made, but the ceremony itself is now at an end. And the troops who've been taking part, the Lord Steward there, Lord Rosslyn, we just saw being presented holding his white stave of office, and other members of the royal household, including the Master of the Household, Admiral Sir Tony